We'll rock and roll. All right. So I'm thinking like 20 minutes, maybe 30, and you guys will be off on your day. So if some of you don't know, I'm working with a small group of women. Obviously, a lot of you are on here that are almost diamond coaches. And then I'm also working with a small group that are brand new coaches. So the almost diamond coaches, they invited their coaches, and I invited my new coaches. So I'm kind of working with like two pods, and I just thought, let's get together on a Sunday, just have a little bit of face-to-face time. So basically, in these pods of people, I just like to work with people a little more, not like one-on-one because you're in the group, but just something more than a Facebook group or, because it's just nice to have that little connection in our group chat and people get to know each other and I can help people a lot more. But when it comes down to it, I'm going to go into 4 exact things you need to do to grow your business, literally only 4 things. And that's what I do at the start of my business. And that's what basically, Jen and Mackenzie, when they were at my house yesterday, they heard Virginia Scroggins and Kirsten Clark say, like, this is exactly what I do. Like, I do nothing different as a 6-year coach than I do as a week 1 coach. Obviously you get like, a little extra stuff, but you have a team and all that stuff, but basically the exact same things. So when it comes to, how to earn Success Club, what does volume look like, placement, all that stuff, that's like the concrete information of Beachbody that can be taught in videos, in our online training, all that stuff. But in these pods of you guys that I work with, most importantly is I just want to instill belief and confidence that you can actually friggin' do what your goals are, what you say you want to do. Because if a coach is held up, usually it's not because they have a lack of information. We all know when you go to Google, there's too much, right? The thing that's usually holding them up is just some little thing in their own mind that's preventing them from that. So in the pods that are getting on this call, it's like, and that's why I actually had people at my house yesterday. I'm like, I just want people to see me or Jen or Kirsten or Jen or whomever it may be and be like, oh, okay, they're super normal. Like they had laundry all over their bedroom and just closed the door and was like, that's fine. They're doing nothing different than me. They've just been doing it a little bit longer and a little bit more consistently. So, okay, if I can do it, if they can do it, I can do it too. Like literally I was watching some stories, some girls tagged me and they're like, we're in Melville, we're an hour early. There's not much to do here. I'm like, yeah, if I can do this from this tiny little town, honestly, anyone can. And Vanna's from here too. She's like, yeah, there's not much there. Vanna and I played basketball growing up together. So that's basically when it comes down to it. I really just want to help people believe they can do it. So 4 things, whether you're an almost diamond coach on here, whether you're a new coach, 4 things. Okay. And I'm not even going to mention the new coach training because that's just like a given. So I'm sure your coach gave you a new coach training. Just make sure you do it. So that's just a given. We'll put that aside. Number 1, belief, confidence in you and in what you're doing. So one of my fears that I shared here, I know Jen and Mackenzie heard me say it yesterday, was me saying that it's okay to love network marketing. Because I had a sour taste in my mouth about it way back in the day. Thankfully, when I signed up to be a coach, I didn't know it was network marketing. I actually didn't know what network marketing meant. All I knew was like the parties and the stuff like other companies did and people invited me to in university. Hated it. I was like, that's just silly. So me getting over and believing like, yes, I am a network marketing professional. I'm a professional Beachbody coach and that's okay. And I am so freaking proud of it. And I can say that with confidence because when I signed up to be a coach, I chose to work my business in a certain way. I did not want to run it in an icky way that did not feel good for me. So the day I signed up, I said, I don't care how anybody else has done this type of business. I'm going to do it my way, and a way that I am so proud of. So I encourage you to do that. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Get creative, do it your way so that you feel good, you have fun, and you have full belief in this. Whether I share about this Nike sweater that I freaking love, or the Elf Elite leggings you see me post about, or Beachbody, if I love it, I'm going to share it because I have so much belief in it. I was going to share something else, June. Now it just left the tip of my tongue. Yeah, used to think mom brain wasn't real. It so is. Yeah, it's gone. I'll come back to it. Number 2, 52 Success Club trackers. Obviously, we're into 2019 already, so you don't need to print out 52, but you need however many weeks are left in the year. Just Google it. How many weeks are left in 2019? There we go. Erica's got it. Mine's in my kitchen because that's where I work. I have an office and I decide not to work in here. I work on the kitchen table. Yes, boom. Jen's got hers. However many weeks are left, print off that many copies. I had a coach message me and she's like, Morg, it's just such a pain to like get organized for the week with my tracker and stuff. I'm like, just print them all off and then you have them and then you just flip the page. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. So honestly, print it off, spiral bound it. I know you guys had your spiral bound. I just have like a clip on mine. Then it's easy. You literally sit down, boom, there it is. I have my Success Club tracker. I have a notebook where I keep track of the names of people. And then I have my day planner. That's it. That's all I use to work my business. And then obviously my phone or my computer. Depends what you like to use. That's it. Tracker, notebook for names, day planner. Yeah, I literally take it everywhere. Exactly. Okay, me too. Because I used to be like, oh, I can't work. I don't have my, my list. Especially my list to write people's names down too. So take it everywhere. Yeah, totally. I'm hoping in the future they just come out with an app too. Mind you, I kind of like the pen and paper. I'm not going to lie. So tracker. Number 3, what's your impression? Let's just call it what it is. Most of our businesses run on social media. Again, you need to do what feels good for you. Tons of coaches run this business a lot in person. They did before social media, right? So before I preface this, what's your impression? Make sure you're just true to yourself. If you want to run it on social media, great. If you don't, run it your way, okay? When I first started coaching, me and a girlfriend, a local girl, Rebecca Frick, we did fit clubs. So at her school, once a week in the evening, she booked out her gym. We projected a workout onto the big screen in the gym, and we did like a fit club. It was free. People just came and worked out. It was just a way to get interaction with people. I know Melinda's done that with teachers in her school, in the classroom. She's worked out with them. In the one Beachbody Champions page, they had a bunch of training the other week about how to get more involved in person too. But again, it's up to you. For me, I live in a tiny town. So I said, if I want to grow this big and help more people, I just got to suck up my hate for social media. And like I said, do it my way. Because at that time, social media was like drunk party photos of your friends, right? I'm just like, oh. So I changed it up, did it differently, right? So what's your impression? Make sure every so often, well, every day really, spend more time looking at your stuff than you do looking at other people. Rewatch your story. Scroll your feed. Come at it, or I even do this because it's weird looking at it on your phone. I'll like grab Steven's phone and I'll look, for some reason, it's like a different perception when I look at it off his phone. So I'll grab his and I'll look at my feed off his and I'll look at my story off his, just so I can get an outsider's perspective of, okay, what kind of impression am I coming across? Because I'm growing my network every day. So new people are following me every day. So they're getting a first impression every day. So what's the first impression, right? I think that's key because you just think in person, right? if you're meeting somebody for the first time in person, are you going to legit show up in like your ripped PJs, like bad breath, crazy hair? I mean, I would, because I don't really, oh, you can't hear sound anymore? Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Melinda, you might be frozen. She might have to just log out and log back in. But just think about that. I mean, like, I'm fully confident showing up to people and like rolling out of bed, but typically when you meet somebody, think about the impression you get from them. When somebody shows up a little put together, like confident, you know, it makes, I don't know, it just is a more welcoming feeling, right? So look at your feed. Do you need to maybe take a photo in front of a window so it's a little bit brighter? Or do you need to, you know, I suck at editing, so I got some presets from Lightroom that kind of spruce up my photos, but don't look too edited. My story, am I looking at myself, or am I looking at the black dot? So I'm actually connecting with people, right? Am I coming on with energy? What else are some good tips? Those would be kind of the main ones. In this case, remember that you're going to be shitty at social media off the start. I told people this at my house yesterday. So Facebook was the only thing around when I started. So a trick I used to do to build my confidence, I'd click on like some top coaches that I followed. I click on their most recent photo, and instead of like clicking the arrow so you could look through the recent ones, you click the back arrow and it takes you to like their oldest photo. And then you can kind of see when they started coaching. And it was real bad. So I'm like, okay, if they can start here, I can start too. So that was like a little trick at the start I did to build my confidence. Now with Instagram, you'd have to like scroll all the way down, but sometimes I do it. It's fun to see where people started. But yeah, number 3, just audit yourself. Audit yourself. Look from somebody else's phone, or just look from your phone, and make sure you're giving off the impression you want to, and trust that you'll get better. It's taken me a long time. I've learned a lot from Jen, Kirsten, like just lots of people that are better at it than me, and just little tips here and there. It doesn't take any longer. It's just allowing yourself to learn to be that little bit better. So that is number 4 or 3. And number 4, last one. Serve and give. I think as a coach, sometimes you can get caught up in, I need to get Success Club points, or I need to get volume, or this person's not responding to me, or sending out an invite. People are scared to invite. And I'm just like, no, you need to switch your focus. You're focused on getting. And yes, long-term goal, you want to grow a successful income generating business. But in the short term, what builds that is a foundation of giving people value and not expecting anything back, but giving, and you will get back. So give out our free workouts. Give out your favorite sweater recommendation, your favorite lipstick recommendation. Give out inspirational quotes. Give out recipes. Give out sharing what groceries you bought. As simple as you think it is. Okay, so check this out. You know I don't know, some of you might know, the pendant necklace I wore, it had like Ella's symbol or whatever on it. Do you want to know how many girls came to my house yesterday with that exact same necklace on? It's crazy, right? When you share what you love. But then we got into this discussion because Kirsten was saying, she's like, I have a highlight of outfit of the days, but I don't know how many people like look at it. And I said, yes, but that's so key, because you're building trust with people. You're sharing what you love. Say you share a necklace and somebody goes and gets it, and they're like, oh, I love it too. And then they see you share your pre-workout and they're like, oh, well, she recommended a really good necklace. Like maybe, like I trust her. Maybe I should get this pre-workout too. Like to me, that's what social media is about too. So some people get caught up in like, I'm just a Beachbody coach. That's all I can share about. It's like, no. If your feed looks like that when you audit it, That's not a good thing. That's not somebody I would follow, right? Because I'm following them for them. Beachbody is just that piece of them. So when I'm talking to people, I give out those free workouts like hotcakes. I give out podcast and book recommendations like hotcakes. I don't really get nervous to invite, because to me, I go into an invite. I'm like, okay, does this person deserve to feel as good as I feel, or experience what Beachbody's been able to give me? Do they deserve that? If I say no, I'm like, hey, well, I'm not inviting this person because I don't want to work with them. Or B, yes, okay, send the invite. If they say no, it's like, it doesn't really affect me. And honestly, in my 6 years of doing this, I've gotten, oh gosh, like maybe 2 negative responses that were like, and that's it. Like if you come at it in a good way from the heart, like you'll get a good response. It's when you send like icky stuff that people don't like that, right? People will look and use it even if you don't know. Someone who watched my story with an outfit of the day told one of our mutual friends she used it as an inspiration one day. People totally love that stuff. Yes, exactly. Serve, give, trust, value. What else did I want to mention? That? Oh, same goes for your posts. I know Kirsten mentioned this yesterday. She likes to draft up a post the night before, and then so it's ready for the next day, so you're not like just tossing something up off the cuff. Make sure your posts are valuable in your stories and on your general posts. Like, 5 years ago, you used to just be able to post up a post from a quote from Pinterest and people loved it, right? But that's like come and gone. And a lot of coaches get caught up in, actually, Mackenzie and I talked about this before she left. My life is boring. I don't have much to share. Y'all, I live in Melville, Saskatchewan. My life is really boring. But never get caught up in that, because everybody's life is boring. But they still want to know, like, what do your groceries look like? What does your morning routine look like? Are you humorous? I'm not funny. Okay? I'm just not funny. Kirsten Clark, she's sarcastically funny. She's got that going for her. Okay? Erica, she can dance. Me, no. Can I lip sync to Kendrick Lamar? Yes. Did I practice those lyrics multiple times before I did that? Yes, I did. Yes, many times. Those lyrics make no sense. Google them. No. Okay? So yes, have fun, but provide value. And honestly, I just share anything and everything. Like, you want to see what a challenge pack looks like? Sure. You want to see whatever? Sure. You want to see the price? Sure. Objections usually come from stuff that you haven't shared about. So I share everything, and then I rarely get objections, because people know when they come to me, like, what a challenge pack is going to cost, right? Do I still get people that say no, or it's not for them? Sure. But do I give them the free 3 workouts that we have? Shift Shot, Transform 20, Lift 4. Yeah, you better believe I give them those free workouts. I give them the link to our Beachbody blog, because it's amazing. I give them my top book and podcast recommendation. And then typically those people are going to be my people who come back in a year and who I earn Success Club points from via customer or new coach. Okay. So the new people following me today are typically the people I'll help in about a year. I know Jen mentioned that too. So when you're newer, that's why you're dealing with your warm market first, because sometimes people think they're going to find randoms to help on Instagram in their first month. And I mean, power to you if that happens, but it didn't happen to me. I did a brain dump list of all my phone contacts, and again, it was only Facebook friends. I made like a huge brain dump list, and each month I would invite, at that time I only really invited like 15. I think each new challenge group was about I'd try 15 people if that helped me achieve Success Club. And in January of 2014, Kirsten Crow at the time was on my list to invite to 21 Day Fix, because it was launching in February of 2014. So I had a list of people from my Facebook I wanted to invite to do that challenge group with me. that's how I always put it out there, because I didn't feel like I'm really an expert yet. So it felt ooh to me to be like, join my challenge group. You know, I was more put it out there like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, do you want to do it with me? And she was one of those people. Okay, that's it. Quick tips I had at the end. Know when you'll work. Okay, so if you're looking at tomorrow, when are you working? If you don't plan it, it's probably not going to happen. So know when you'll work. Oh, am I back? I'm back. I think I froze. Know when you'll work. If you don't plan it, it's not going to happen. 2, I mentioned this, having a notebook for your contacts. And 3, I mentioned this too. Think about your content beforehand, and then you're not like stressing to like get it done. So my tips were, number 1, have that belief, have that confidence in yourself and what you're doing. Because if you don't have that, nothing else is going to work. Number 2, make sure your success tracker is printed for the rest of the year. Number 3, audit your social media. Spend more time looking at yourself and your posts, stories, content than you do looking at other people's. Because looking at a few other people's, that's okay to get ideas from, but lock that in. It's really easy to get caught up in looking at other people's stuff. And then you're going to notice, if you be more aware of it, your creativity goes like this. Because you get super caught up in what they're doing, their ideas, what they're putting out there. You can't even like get a wrap on like who you are and what message you want to get across. So make sure you reel that in. And then serve, give. Focus on that and you will get back. And I think that is it, you guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna upload this and share it with you guys. If you do have questions, post them in our group chats. And I hope this helps. It's just nice to see people a little face to face. And, but when I brainstorm, like, what do I want to really share? And I was like, what's a typical, like when I look at a typical day for me in the past 6 years, what are the key things that really jump to mind? And it was those things. I do nothing special. I work my 2 hours a day, 1 to 2 hours a day. And I just have full belief and confidence in what I do and trust. And I can see how much this has changed my life or Melinda's life or Erica's life or Jen's life, you know, and it's like other people deserve that. Will everybody want it? No. And that's okay. Do any of my 3 sisters do Beachbody? No, they're fully supportive of what I do, and they'll take my bod password once in a while to work out at home. But I know this is for a lot of people because it was for me. And I just trust that I'll find those other people if I just keep providing value and keep just sharing my journey. And the more you do this, the more confident you get, the more it all snowballs. So I think the most successful coaches are simply the ones who do it the longest. That's it. And I see it because being in it for 6 years, you actually now see people who stopped coaching and who have come back. And you'll see that longer and longer as you're in this, longer and longer. So I hope that was helpful. One of our superstar guest speakers said, I'm just looking for people who are looking for me. Exactly. Totally. Was that helpful, this call? Yeah. Good. Awesome. Again, any questions, ask your coach, post them in our chat, anything at all. I was a coach 2 years ago and said, yep. I just had another girl do it. I was actually thinking about adding her into our diamond chat. Her name's Amber Ray Mincing. She was a diamond coach about a year ago in our organization, not with me. And her coach ended up quitting and she had some life stuff happen. So she stepped away. She recently just re-signed up. And she's like, Morgs, I went about a year without being a coach. And she's like, I just realized I was my happiest when I was coaching. And I want to do this again. So like I said, the most successful coaches are the ones that just do it the longest, the compound effect, right? Yeah. And you get a little bit better. Like go back on my Facebook and do the back arrow button and you'll see where I started. Don't judge me. Okay, guys, we'll see you later.